everyone, and welcome to Talk Time Africa. Thank you for joining us. You know, one of the core values on this show is to highlight and celebrate the positive things that are happening in our community. And for this reason, we celebrate Ghana today. Before we start our conversation, Jay has a few facts about Ghana and Africa that she wants to share with us. We'll be right back.
This segment, Facts About Africa, is sponsored by Multiworks, Inc. They provide project management, construction management, general construction, concrete paving, and utility work. Multiworks, Inc. Quality work since 2002. Thank you, Multiworks. Hello, everyone. Africa is the world's second largest and second most populous continent after Asia. The continent is surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea, Suez Canal, the Red Sea, Indian Ocean, and the Atlantic Ocean. The continent has 54 sovereign states. 2 facts about Africa. The most populated city in Africa is the Egyptian capital of Cairo, with an estimated 17 million residents in the metropolitan area. The second fact is Africa contains the largest hot desert, the Sahara, which makes up an area greater in size than the entire continental United States. Now to the facts about Ghana. Ghana, known as the Gold Coast, is located in West Africa's Gulf of Guinea and bordered by Ivory Coast to the west, Burkina Faso to the north, Togo to the east, and Gulf of Guinea to the south. Accra is the capital of Ghana, and the word Ghana means warrior king, derived from the ancient Ghana Empire. As with many ex-colonies in Africa, the official language of Ghana is the colonial language, English. Some languages have the status of government-sponsored languages. Akan, Dagbani, Dangbe, Ewe, Ga, Gonja, and Nzima. However, 2 dialects of Akan, Twi and Fante, although not government-sponsored, are also widely spoken in Ghana. And I do apologize if I did not pronounce any of those properly. Thank you.
On March 6, 1957, Ghana gained independence. Ghana became the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence from its colonial masters, which of course is the United Kingdom. Today I have a couple of friends in the studio who will help us celebrate Ghana's 54th independence. Victor Kuma is a utility contractor in the Atlanta area and he works for Yar Contractors. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Valerie Mills is a trained attorney. She's turned chef though, and she also has a business in Atlanta. Flavor Afrique Dishes is what she calls it. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you too.
Welcome to both of you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Now let's start off with the money. As they always say, show me the money. Ghana's inflation rate has been brought down from 16% to under 10, which it remained for over 16% in over 20 years. What does that mean for a lot of Ghanaians?
Well, that's a really good question because day in and day out you're hearing feedback from home as to how things are back home. And things are better. And I must say that we're moving forward, but there's still a lot to be done. And actually, about a month or a month and a half ago, the president in his State of the Union address was saying that Ghana is now a middle-income country in theory. Now, he said that because there's still certain things that have to be put in place, like infrastructure, like other things that would ensure that the people are brought to par with what it really means to get the inflation that low. So I must say that yes, in theory that is what it is, but it hasn't really translated down to everybody yet. And I still find that there's a great chasm between the rich and the poor. And we're hoping that with time things are getting better with more jobs and more business opportunities coming up.
Right. And Victor, we were talking earlier and you mentioned that you're not on ground, But you do have a family there, and they've
Yes.
been giving you some feedback. Tell us about that.
Well, news that we are hearing from home is encouraging. We find that the feedback as far as the economy is concerned, people are very encouraged by the measures and the procedures that have been put in by the current administration, and they are hopeful to seeing a light at the tunnel. So as far as translating to livelihood, they are looking forward to a better chance,
Right.
to make a good living and to be productive
Right.
in contributing to the economy as a whole.
And I'm glad you said that a lot of people can see the light
Yes, ma'am.
at the end of the tunnel,
Yes, ma'am.
which means that things really are getting
Getting
better.
better.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Exactly.
Good. Now let's talk about women folk for a minute. Women do seem to be well represented in the current government. Would you agree that it's because of the matrilineal system that Ghana operates, or it just happened to be so? For instance, the tourism minister is a woman, education also, and the justice minister is a woman. I beg your pardon, chief justice is a woman.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes, I wouldn't say so, because not everybody, not every tribe in Ghana is matrilineal. Some are patrilineal. Like I belong to a tribe that is patrilineal. So that is not it per se. But I must say that as time goes on, there's a lot being done in terms of mentoring young women, talking to young women, training them in ways that will make them, more forthcoming and more bold in the limelight. And I must say that this Fourth Republic is very historical for these reasons that you mentioned, that we have a lot of women in the public arena. I mean, I was just looking back and I was like, wow, in just 1 year. And I think this is the first time we have, besides having the first Speaker of Parliament, who's a woman, we have a Chief Justice who's a woman, we have the Inspector General of Police who's a woman, we have the Director of Immigration Services who's a woman, and then we have the Attorney General who's a woman. She's moved to the education sector now. She's now in charge of the Education Ministry. And it's a wonderful thing. And then we also have quite a number of women in Parliament, not as many as we would want them, because out of 230 people in Parliament, we've got, I think, about 19, which is about 8%. And I was reading somewhere that it's dropped from 11% to 8%. In 2004, it's about 11%. So you'd think that as we go on, we should be increasing in numbers, but we haven't. So there's still work to be done. So we're out there in the forefront, but I must say that, as we see more women go into it, and as we get bolder and projecting what our interests are, it will translate to the young girls also seeing that it can be done, because it's not just occupying a seat in Parliament, it's actually occupying that seat and being effective in that seat.
And Victor, we were talking about progress begins with women.
Yes.
So also violence begins with women.
Correct. Yes. I remember this particular president, before he came in, or during when he was inaugurated, one of his objectives was to incorporate women into the administration. And currently he's showing that. Okay. But on more of a grand spiritual aspect of it too, we are very excited that women are playing a majority role in government, because it is women who are nurturers, okay? And also they are the ones to bring in some sort of tranquility and harmony into governance, okay? Because they are mothers, of course. So they will not be rash and harsh in their outlook when it comes to decision making. Men tend to be a certain kind of way, but we are excited about the women, and thereby this is going to translate into, like Ms. Valerie was saying before, encouraging more of our youth, girls, to see these role models and to aim to be just like them. Okay, in time past, we have been short of women on the surface, partaking in governance. But now it's a different arena, so we are excited.